There is abundant evidence, and I think everyone accepts this, to show that bison inhabited this region for thousands of years. And we're now, today, about to launch a process that may eventually see a wild plains bison herd returned to the natural habitat here in Banff National Park. Sur le versant est des Rocheuses, comme dans les prairies, le bison des plaines était l'herbivore qui prédominait. Il aidait à équilibrer un écosystème et soutenait la culture des peuples autochtones, notamment les Premières Nations Stoney Nakoda et les Siksika. In both the eastern slopes of the Rockies and across the prairies, the plains bison were the dominant herbivore. They helped keep an ecosystem in balance, and they sustained the culture of Aboriginal peoples, including the Stoney Nakoda and the Siksika First Nations. Reintroducing bison to Banff National Park, while it is a simple idea, is in fact a complex process with numerous potential impacts on other species, on the landscape, and on communities. Parks Canada already has experience in this regard. 5 years ago, the bison were reintroduced to Grasslands National Park in Saskatchewan after a 120-year absence. We've learned from the Grasslands experience that success of bison reintroduction depends...
Minor technicality.
It is a minor... Gravity can be a terrible thing. We learned from the Grasslands experience that success of bison reintroduction depends on engagement, it depends on agreement, and it depends on cooperation. From those like Mr. Harvey Locke, who are steadfast champions, and from others who have legitimate questions and legitimate concerns. We want to fully understand the challenge, and we want to hear from everyone who wishes to share their views with us about the issues, and also about, most important of all, the solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is coming, I believe, to try to bring back the bison to Banff National Park. And I would like to formally announce that the first major step toward that goal begins here today. Over the coming months, we will conduct a broad consultation to consider all of the potential impacts, both in the park and on neighboring lands, so that we can consider and that we can address possible solutions. We will work closely with the Luxton Foundation, with First Nations, with the province of Alberta, and with a range of other partners and stakeholders to develop a bison restoration plan for Banff National Park. This is a real opportunity for Canadians to play their part in the stewardship of Canada's first national park. Mesdames et messieurs, j'ai à cœur le rôle que jouent les parcs nationaux, les aires marines de conservation et les lieux historiques nationaux du Canada à aider les Canadiens et les Canadiennes à cultiver des liens avec nos lieux naturels et historiques extraordinaires. En réinstaurant le bison des plaines, nous remettons en contact une espèce qui était en voie de disparition et l'habitat qui était le sien pendant des millénaires. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel passionately about the role played by Canada's national parks, by our marine conservation areas and our national historic sites in connecting Canadians to our amazing natural and historical treasures. With the eventual reintroduction of the plains bison, we would also reconnect a species that was once on the verge of extinction to a habitat where it had previously ranged for thousands of years. We do this for environmental reasons because we've seen how the bison restored an ecological balance that had been lost in Grasslands National Park, for example. We do it for cultural reasons, as a way to acknowledge and to pay tribute to the symbiosis between the plains bison and the peoples for whom the animal was both a spiritual symbol and a necessity of life. And we would restore the bison as well to help our visitor experience firsthand to see one of the most majestic animals in Canada and an abiding symbol of the Canadian West.
To learn more about bison and why they belong in Banff National Park, visit our website, bisonbelong.ca.